I'm Dom and my bathing suit is in my crack. Wait a second. Can I have a normal bathing suit?
Oh, mais achète-toi donc les affaires qui te font. And today we're going to give you a van tour of Vanessa.
Yeah, it's a 136 Promaster 2014 with big tires and yellow stripes.
Yeah, so this van was built with the tremendous help of our dads.
Yeah,
they actually did everything. We painted the walls and decided on the colors.
Well, actually, we did the most important thing. We supervised.
T'as bu beaucoup de café, hein?
I drank a lot of coffee, yeah.
Let's do it.
Go!
Go! Yeah, boy. So welcome in Vanessa. No, that sounded weird. It isn't very big, but it's plenty of space for the two of us. We get along, okay, and we like to cuddle, so we're good.
That's all get along okay.
Écoute. Now the right side of the van here is related to cooking and eating. So burner stove, fridge, propane, cups, food, pots, name it. Left side is related to water, sink, faucet, garbage. On the back, we have the dinette that comes into a bed, lower storage, upper storage. Now, starting in the front is where we have a swivel seat, just one on the passenger side. This is a Scopema. It comes from Italy. All you have to do is find that right handle, and then you just pivot the bench. Ta-da! And then again, you can bring it forward, bring it back. Very neat swivel seat. Now, under the passenger seat is where you will find the heater, a Webasto Airtop 2000. It has been adjusted to the altitude. It wasn't at first. We had a few surprises when we went to the United States, so now it is. The controllers are located, well, the controller is located right here. This is really cool because you can set the temperature to a certain degree. When it gets lower, it'll automatically start. When it reaches the temperature, it'll stop. You can also set it to start, say, at 7 in the morning for 30 minutes. And that's really cool. Now, looking at the van, you can see that we've added a lot of windows. That is something that we debated a lot when building the van, because we know that more windows also means that it's more difficult to keep the van warm in the winter. But in the end, we figured it's a small space. We're going to be spending a lot of time in this van, so we do need the light in the windows. So we have two big ones here at the front, two small ones at the back that open and that make a really nice draft when cooking. Two ones at the back as well. So basically we have a lot of windows. Lighting. So in terms of lighting, we have 4 zones, all LED puck lights that can be turned on and off independently. So one here in the main alley, one above the kitchen unit, one on the right side of the bed, and the last one on the left side of the bed. Makes 4. Now, kitchen. First thing about the kitchen is this fan. This is a fantastic fan. It's amazing because it can pull air out and in the van. It also has a rain sensor, so if it rains, it'll shut down automatically. Creates a very nice draft when cooking, and it is remote operated, which is really cool. You can bring it with you in the back, close it if you want to close it, turn it on if it's too hot. Super easy. You can also manually open it and close it, or with the remote. Oh, and you can adjust it to like how fast you want it to turn. See, I can lower it now. I'm in the way. So that's cool, man. It's so fantastic. You get it? Fantastic.
Yeah, so good.
Get it?
So good.
Did you get it?
Good joke.
In terms of counters, we wanted something that was cheap, durable, resistant. So we stumbled upon these IKEA counters that we love. They look like butcher block, but they're not. So we use them on both sides here, and we also cut it to make a table in the back. Pretty nice. We also needed a lot of counter space because Dom has a lot of wrangling to do. I need to work a lot. I have books and computers and stuff. Many counters on this beautiful van. For cooking, we use this 2-burner Bramblewood propane stove. Love it. It can either be turned on. You can either turn it on with electricity. Now it's on, so all I have to do is this. And there it goes. Here goes the other one. Ta-da! If you're out of power, you can also turn it on with just a lighter or a match, which is really nice. It is connected to a 10-pound propane tank that is located right here. Obviously, it is ventilated properly, but if we were to do another van, we would probably have this in the back. Now, where do you keep your salsa, you may ask? We keep the salsa right here in our fridge. This is a Dometic CFX 50. I believe 50 means liters, right? 50 liters or 50 beer cans, I don't know. So you open this. This opens from the top, which we wanted because it tends to keep the cold air at the bottom. Love this fridge, although it is quite expensive because it's really low on energy consumption. Very silent. You can't hear it at night or whenever. The upper drawer here is where we put a lot of things, sort of like a junk drawer. My laptop is here right now. Games, cards, tape. I don't know what that does to here. Okay, now moving to the other side. Let's face these bad boys. 2 upper cabinets. Here is where we put our dry food, mostly. Oils, coffee, hot chocolate. And here, pots, pans, and other items, spices as well. These 2 cabinets can hold up like this for a very long time, thanks to these little pistons. My father-in-law told me they can hold up to 100 newtons. I don't know what that means, but I think it means it's pretty strong. Let's put this back here. Now moving to the lower storage. First storage here, everything for eating and cooking, and everything is made smaller for Vanlife. So this little thing here is super small. This cheese grater here, very small. So very nice. Second one under is where we keep the bigger items, placemats, cups, napkins, plates, cupboards is here. And now moving to the lower cabinet here is where we have our pots and pans. And we made this to put our plates, only because in the van that we've tried before, when driving, you could hear the plates go, oh, see, it doesn't even do it. Go like this, and that's annoying. So it doesn't move in this, which is amazing. It is also where we keep our pots and pans. This is something that I would recommend in terms of pots. Very nice. Everything goes in there. Look how many, so much. And ta-da! So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very, very nice, super cheap. And yeah, water unit. So this is a 15 by 15 overmount sink. We bought it at Reno, any big home hardware store. We cut this cut board just so it fits over. Very nice to leave dishes if you don't want to do them before hitting the road.
You are guilty of leaving the dishes.
I'm guilty. This little bad boy here, ooh boy, is something that I love. It is connected to 2 7-gallon jerry cans that are located right here under. Fresh water on one side, gray water on the other side, and a Surefo plump that we activate right here. And now you can just turn it on. What I like about this, you can also go like this, and you can pull it, wash your hair, shave, clean dirty shoes, mats, dirty clothes, whatever. So this is really nice. We love having the sink here because we often clean, even the dishes, we often clean things right here from the outside. So if we were to do another van, we would probably keep this on this side instead of having it on the other side, just because it's super convenient to wash things on the outside. As for the jerry cans, you can have access to them right here, but we've also added this little door here. Super easy. If you want to empty it or refill it, you can just pull it out from here. It has a
quick release.
A quick release, thank you. It has a quick release, so you can just release it, take it, empty it, bring it back, empty it where you need to empty it. Don't empty it in the street, that's bad. And yeah, now these 2 jars here are fake. The sink is located right here, and then all the plumbing for the sink and the water is under here, so these don't open at all. Now, toilet. This is a question we get asked a lot. Personally, we don't have a toilet. Although a porta potty doesn't take too much space, we felt like we didn't have a lot of storage to put it, so we don't have one. I will use a funnel. It's called a Go Girl. Right here, super small. It's really just a funnel. Now, if there's water, it's just because I cleaned it a minute ago to show you. Just this little thing, you put it in a bottle, you do your thing, you close it, and you empty it later. If you want to have a toilet, again, feel free to have one. If you don't want to have a toilet, you don't need one. What about number 2s, you may ask? We're often sleeping really near cities or near camping grounds, so we do often use campgrounds campgrounds toilets or restaurants. If we're in really, really bad luck, we have a shovel. We're okay with that. So you just dig a little hole, you do your thing, fill it back up. Don't leave your toilet paper out, bring it back, put it in a safe bag, put it somewhere, and then when you reach a garbage, empty your things there. We also don't have a shower. We didn't have a lot of space in the van. What we use is this little thing. It's called a helio pressure shower. You fill it up. You can let this heat in the sun. It comes really, really hot. So if you leave it by morning, by night, you can take a hot shower. It has a foot pump. So you put it on the ground, have this little foot pump, and you just press this and you can take a very long shower. How many liters is this?
22.
22, how do you know?
I bought it for your birthday.
So that is something that we do for showers. Are you filming me putting it back in the bag?
Oh, you're actually quite fast. It took me like 15 minutes the other day.
Pretty neat. 22 liters right there. Ta-da. Now we don't have a fixed bed. We have a dinette. It is on a 3-stage Springfield Marine pedestal. Love this pedestal. The table goes down, it goes up, but it also swivels side to side, allowing us to come in, come out. We can also put this table sideways, allowing more space here. Love this table. And obviously it goes down to make a bed. Now to form a bed, you just lower it down. We have this part here that we usually keep in this storage unit right there. You just put this here and then move these. And voila, very nice. Now we don't have a fixed bed because Dom and I need to work. So this is like the best system. And as you can see, it takes 2 minutes to do a bed. Sheets, blankets are located right here. Promasters, they come with this little compartment that is awesome, just perfect for bedding. So everything is right here. Now in terms of dimension, this bed is 72 inches long by 54 inches wide. I think it's just smaller than a queen size bed, similar to a double size bed. Dom being 6 foot, what's really nice about the Promaster is that he can sleep like this. He's just like in the little diagonal, but I'm like kind of like a 5'2", 3" person. I'm okay.
Oh, you fit plenty.
I fit plenty. Yeah, we can have like 3 of me here. We bought foam from which they make mattresses. This is a 4mm or 5mm?
It's 4-inch.
Oh, yeah. So this is 4-inch. Very comfortable. It feels just like a bed. All right, and see how fast it is to do so. 4 pieces that fit perfectly. This goes here, and then you just lift this up. Put this back, and then you lift this up. Voila. And then if you don't want this to pivot or to move, you can lock it in place right here under with these little things, and see, it doesn't move anymore. Now in the bed section, we have 2 upper cabinets, 2 lower cabinets. And this lower cabinet, it's mostly just storage. It opens in 2 sections. So one section here and the other section here in the back. We also have that little table. Can you open that? That little door. So you can have access both from the top and from the back if you're outside. That is really cool. Coming to the upper unit storage cabinets, my side, Dom's side. These 2 open, and this is my clothes. So socks, underwear, t-shirts, pants and shorts, and like sweatshirts, jackets. Dom, ooh, dude, it's all over the place. Oh, it's not bad. Toques, Dom wears like 15 different toques, beanies, underwear, shirts, and big shirts, and you have like 4 jackets, waterproof, resistant jackets. Curtains, let's show the curtains. Curtains. In our first year in the van, we didn't have curtains. We really like to wake up with the sun, or else I can wake up really late. Now, what we did, we used these. They're made of felt and cork. We loved it, and we did them ourselves. We have these litter straps here. You put them down. When all the curtains are down, you can't see any light from the outside to the van.
Are we going to see you on YouTube?
You are!
Starting to have fans. We get a lot of questions regarding that ceiling. It's a very beautiful but a very simple ceiling to make. The idea comes from Zach Bott, who is the writer behind the Vannual. If you haven't seen that platform, you should check it out. And this upgraded version of his ceiling is from Vanlife Customs in Colorado. He used to install this in a native camper van's fleet. So what it is pretty simple. It's just a plywood on which we nailed some pine slats, very long pine slats, which we stained a dark brown color. There was no magic trick. There's no weird way to install this. It's just plywood with pine slats with puck light carved into them, and that's it. All the electricity in the van comes from the solar panel that you'll see on top in a moment. It's a 300-watt Canadian solar, and it provides for all the plugs that you see in front of us. Right here, you have different modes that you can activate or deactivate with your inverter. Because we have 12 volt, this is the baseline of electricity we have in the van, but we also have AC, 120 volts. This here is going to switch to AC. This here is going to switch back to 12 volt, and this here is going to switch to shore power, which is the same as AC, but from an external source. Here you have the famous MT50 solar controller reader. This indicates the health of your battery, what comes in with the solar power and what comes out with what's plugged in the van. We rely on this a lot. Actually, Mary looks at this every 3 minutes just to make sure we have enough battery. We just like to have everything at the same place because when we're cooking or when we're doing the dishes, it's cool to have an update of what's going on in your van. So this is basically like a spaceship. Talking about 12 volts. The 12 volt powers a lot of stuff in this van. We have all the USB plugs here, all the light switch in the back here. We have the pump right here, and we have the main lights right here. So this is all running on 12 volts as we speak. As for AC current, you have all the plugs here because I work a lot here, so I have to plug all the batteries, the drone batteries, the camera batteries, and the laptops. You have an AC outlet at the front for while we're driving. So for example, Mary's working on her Ph.D. while we're driving, she can load her computer. We have an AC outlet here for when we're working in the back. And we also have an AC outlet at the back if we need electricity while we're camping or cooking outside. So there's a lot of outlets, but if you work with your van, and this is one of the main priorities we have, we need a lot of access to our electricity. Okay, now coming to the exterior of the van, we have to talk of the most important stuff. The tires, the box, the racks, and the yellow lines. By the way, do you know each line adds up to 5 horsepower on the truck?
No.
So this is 20 additional horsepower on any van you would put yellow lines on. I strongly suggest you do the same thing. So at the back here, we have an exterior storage made by our friends at Norva. Norva is a Quebec company that is specialized in rugged, all-terrain conversions. You should check them out. They're pretty awesome. We have this box here, and it's very useful because this is where we put all the outdoor stuff. And as you can see, it might look small from afar, but when you look at it, it's almost as big or bigger than a small fridge. So we have hiking boots, paddleboard stuff, surf stuff, gas for the exterior cooking. We have wetsuits, we have chairs, we have first aid. We have all the kits that you need to work and play outside, and it fits all in here. We mounted the spare tire at the back just because for some reason it was hard to take out from under. So it's pretty easy to change a wheel now just because we have to unscrew three bolts and we're ready to go. The tire and the box are mounted on custom-made Promaster swing arms that were built by our friend Flansbarium. And as you can see, they're pretty tough. I could basically stand on top of that and it's not gonna move. They were bolted to the frame of the van with a custom bumper, and the swing arms pivot from the outside of the doors here. So that means I can use my doors as well when I need to work outside with no problem. You can unlock your first lock here and lock your second lock here. So it's basically impossible for the boxes to fly off on the highway. It's just, it won't move by itself. Same thing with the tire, dual lock on the swivel and lock on the frame. Before I forget, the short power outlet is right here, and it works with typical AC that you can find in a campground or a house. So when we're in trouble, we ask for a cord and we just plug ourselves. Come on down.
You're the next contestant at The Price is Right.
Yeah, come on down. Here we have an aluminum ladder, and it's a custom built from Remora, another Canadian company in Montreal that does a lot of modular stuff for van lifers. This ladder helps us go on the roof when we need to fix the solar panel or when we need to put the surfboards on there. The rack is a basic version of the Remora rack just because we wanted surfboards to get on top of this. We attach them at the back and at the front. And mounted on the right side of the van, you have the 300 watt solar panel from Canadian Solar. And the reason why it's a bit lifted is because I didn't want the surfboards to cast a shadow on the cells of the solar panel. So that way it's always in the sun, surfboard neatly placed right beside it, and we're good to go. And it's sturdy. It's sturdy. And then let's finish off with my favorite part.
Oh boy.
The tires. These are the classic KO2 all-terrain tires, and we love them. We have to drive them in very harsh conditions sometimes because Canada's roads are very harsh, and these grip like very good because the dents are very deep and they make your truck look a bit more badass. And did I mention every line adds 5 horsepower? Yeah, okay. You know, the truck goes very fast with these lines. Like I feel the torque every time I think of these lines.
Okay, outro.
Okay. That was a fun van tour.
All right, amigos, so this wraps up our van tour. Now, if we were to build another van, which we're gonna do, some things are going to change, right?
Yeah, we would go for a longer model, I think, because
159?
A 159, probably extended.
But we would have a 159 because we are thinking of, well, eventually having babies, because we are okay, only the two of us.
Babies, wait. We never talked about babies. You really want to do that here? Wait a sec. Okay, babies is...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we would also have a fixed bed, only because if having a baby, we might need a lot of storage. And then having a extended version or a longer version, you could work, or I could work,
somewhere
elsewhere
else
in the van.
Yeah, I think a table system in the front would be just perfect for us.
In terms of shower?
No shower for the next model as well, just because Canadian weather is a bit cold and we would have to drain the water out 9 months out of 12.
6 maybe?
Yeah, 6 months out of 12. I don't want to manage water systems all the time, so no shower.
And as for toilet, I think we're still debating. We don't know. We don't have one yet, don't need one yet. We might eventually, so we're still
Yeah, we're going to have space for a
hesitating on
toilet
that.
if we want one,
Yeah.
so we can decide later.
So that wraps it up. If you want to see when Dom gave me the van, my reaction, that's somewhere below or up here, whatever it is.
Click here.
Like, share, subscribe, comment. Peace.
Here.
Peace.